So if you were going to close a school, and how long do you think, as a teacher, someone's hopes to pass an exam are affected? How long do they have to be off school for before that starts to show, do you think?
Well, I have to begin by saying if a pupil's going to do well, they're going to do well. A lot of it comes from them. You know, we can have the best teachers in the classrooms. We can prepare them as much as we want to, but essentially, you know that if a pupil wants to do well in that subject, they are going to revise on their own or in the classroom or, you know, in the morning. It them. I think if we miss a lesson, you can tell when they come back the next day that they feel like they've lost
increasing and decreasing, depending on whether we're in a lockdown or not, especially given transmissions will continue to spread now that there's a more virulent strain. We should lock down property and students, work online remotely, whilst the government gets everyone vaccinated as quickly as possible. Use the army to vaccinate the population by February. Done and dusted, life back to normal by mid-Feb, March at latest. It sounds a simple thing to do, mass testing quickly of the country. I'm told logistically it's very, very difficult, which is why they're saying March, April, maybe May before more than enough people have been vaccinated against this. As promised, let's go to James, a GCSE student in Watford. Hello James, what's your view?
Hi, I think schools should definitely not be reopened, and it's just because I'm a GCSE student in year 11 and I used to go to school every day and just see no more social distancing, so the school have actually tried to implement social distancing in school part, but the thing is people just don't do it, and we've been put into bubbles and it really doesn't work, and especially when you're in assembly at school in the morning with the news kind of close together with the phones, then it just definitely just increases the spread of the virus. And it's so like with someone catching the virus, the whole year group has to self-isolate in my school, and that just keeps happening every month or so, and we just do.
So you're taking GCSEs what, next summer?
Yes.
Okay, so and you don't think your education will be affected and your performance will be affected if you're not at school?
It really does depend, because my school is really strong on outputting on the online learning part. We actually do lessons collaboratively online, and it makes it a lot easier if you actually have online learning, whereas a lot of other schools it's been difficult to provide online learning. And with the right amount of online learning, I think it is possible and the education will be affected as much.
Okay, well, and do your fellow students agree with you, or is there a debate about this?
There is a debate, but predominantly in my school, I believe a lot of us do think that schools should not reopen in January until the vaccine, everybody has been vaccinated.
Would you delay GCSEs or even scrap them for next year, as they're thinking about in Scotland?
Yes, I think we should scrap GCSEs this year, and I think we should be separate, because again, one day of exams doesn't determine what you learn, because you could just be thrown off, and the stress that has really affected, and I think having exams this year would not be fair on anything having to take it.
Okay, nice to talk to you, James. Good luck with your exams, however you take them. 0345 6060 973. So Gavin Williamson is reportedly warning of an enormous battle to avert schools lockdown in January. They're coming under great pressure. There's a crunch meeting tomorrow to talk about it and decide whether or not they should. Particularly like to hear from people who are living in Scotland. Should GCSEs, A-levels be scrapped for next summer in England? They have already in Wales and Scotland. If you're in Cardiff, if you're in North Wales, I'd like to know what you think about this. Are you annoyed that this decision has been made without you having any input at all, or do you think it's the right thing to do? 0345 6060 973 is the number to ring. Ring now, you get through. 0345 6060 973. A couple of texts before we get to Mark in Coventry. Ben's in Hampton. He says we need to stop referring to the situation as kids don't get affected badly from COVID. That's so far from the point. Schools act like super breeding grounds. It's rife in the school system. It's being passed to teachers and then parents, and so the spread continues, says Ben. Is Ben Anderson the same, Ben? I don't know. I can't believe you just glossed over the information that the government threatened an authority with legal action over schools, and then a few days later put that authority in tier 4. What are they doing? Lily says, Ian, thank goodness for your caller raising concerns about COVID in primary schools. We thought we were a lone voice on this one. We live in a street in Kilburn in London with a primary school, and hundreds of parents congregate every day outside the school and our home when they bring and collect their children, sometimes hanging around for more than half an hour. No social distancing and few mask wearers. When will these people learn? Let's go to Mark. He's in Coventry. What do you think, Mark?
Hi Ian, thanks for having me on. I'm a
Pleasure.
primary school teacher in Coventry and I'm ringing in to speak up for primary school teachers as well. I actually tried really hard the last week of term not to get COVID and my parents were going to visit me on Christmas Day. Sadly, I got it and I've spent all of this week sitting in my bedroom away from my two children and my wife downstairs. They had to open their presents without me.
Oh.
And it's been a dire week and I know I caught it in school and I know that it's virulent in primary schools as well as secondary schools.
Is it?
I hadn't been anywhere else. You know, I walk to school, I get in there, take my mask off when I go into my classroom. It's the opposite to the rest of the world. And I don't think you can tell me of anyone else who spends all day with 30 other human beings in a small room for 6 hours every day. It's only schools where this is happening. And, you know, you're saying the government are coming under pressure to close the schools. Who are they coming under pressure from? From scientists. Now, in my life, if a doctor or a scientist put me under pressure to do something, I would absolutely do it. They obviously have a good reason for that. They obviously know it's spreading in both primary and secondary schools. I think the difference between me and a year 5 teacher is that I'm actually also have a dual duty of care for my children. I'm also childminding when I was like, their parents need to go to school. My year 10 son can stay at home on his own, and my year 5 pupils can't. And I think that's why the government wants primary schools, pupils and teachers in. I just don't think it's fair on us. And there's no end in sight. There's no vaccine, and fair enough, we just have to get on with it. But the end's there, we can see it's a few weeks away, let's just lock down. You know, my son in year 10 is going to lose maybe 6-8 weeks more education. He's in school for 13 years. To lose an extra couple of months education is not going to affect him too badly. I want him safe at home here, so his grandparents can have their vaccination and we can get on to some normal life again.
Very good. Well said.
I'm not saying yet.
No, I absolutely. I'm almost surprised at the number of people within the teaching profession who are saying we must change tack, we must close schools.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so what? I mean, how are you feeling now?
Really, physically,
Yeah.
very, very tired. I'm quite a bit. I cycle a lot.
Yeah.
And, you know, I could turn of bricks. I had a cough this time last week, Sunday. Went to be tested Monday morning for precaution. Monday evening, Tuesday morning, I couldn't get out of bed. Today I've got out for the first time. You know, some people have it really badly, some people don't. But as I say, I know I got it from school because I hadn't been anywhere else. And I love the kids in my class. All primary school teachers really care about the children in their class and all spend as much time with them as possible. But at the moment, this new variant, clearly, I mean, talking this, they haven't announced it, but it's clearly obvious that it's spreading through schools massively. I teach at a 2th elementary school on the outskirts of Coventry, Motorway area. We've had 9 members of the staff go down with COVID in the last 3 weeks, and none of the 9 of them have been anywhere near each other.
Were you told that what sort of strain of the variant you had?
No, not at all. Just wait for a test. I have to say, we praised for tests, like arranged the test 15 minutes before I drove to Squeaker Arena, which is where Wasps play.
Oh, yes.
In Coventry, and got a test very fast. Because of the I've had 4 tests in total in the last few months.
How long between the test and the result?
Yeah, always get it back within 24 hours, usually about 16 hours. And we were mass tested at school a couple of weeks ago as well. Every member of staff had mobile testing unit came in. And you know, a lot of praise there. And a lot of people see teachers as being a bit work shy and get a bad press. Well, really not.
No. And this is, what's been. Thank you for your call, Mark. What's been enlightening for me, and I'll have to. Whether I'm changing my mind, I don't know, because I would say keep them open. But listening to all this, and I'm mildly surprised that so many teachers, and it's you people we should listen to, who think that the schools should be actually shut. Let's get the vaccines done, shut them for another 3 months or whatever it happens to be, and then, you know, what do you feel about that? It was obviously, there was a huge groundswell of opinion, certainly amongst the government and people who make decisions, that schools are the most important thing to keep open. Are they? 0345 60 60 973. It's 6:45.
Coming up at 7 on LBC, Rachel Johnson.
The Chancellor, Rishi Sunak, has said that the Brexit trade deal's a unifying moment for our country. Are you ready to shake on it and finally move on from Brexit?
Rachel Johnson on LBC.
Makeup pads and cotton wool balls. Really good at unblocking pores. And really good at blocking drains. Wet wipes. Brilliant for cleaning up all sorts of bathroom messes. And brilliant for making a complete mess of our sewage system. If it's anything other than toilet paper, bin it, don't block it, and keep life flowing. Thank you. From Thames Water.
You mean
in contact with more people over the holidays, so it's critical we watch out for COVID-19 symptoms. Here's Dr. Karim.
Remember the signs of COVID-19, a high temperature or a sudden loss or change in your sense of smell or taste, or a new continuous cough. If you have any of these, even if you are feeling okay, you must isolate at home to stop the spread, and you must book a test immediately. You can book a test as normal throughout the festive season. Use the NHS COVID-19 app or go to gov.uk/coronavirus.
Stay alert, control the virus, save lives.